Americans are here honoring their country, of course, visiting the state booths and enjoying the fun festivities. But elsewhere in the nation's capital, the far left held an anti-American All of Us 250 event where they trash the very nation that allows them to go on these unpatriotic rants.
Our country still moves in the wake of our original sins. They're trying to erase the histories of Jim Crow, slavery, indigenous land theft, and genocide.
Genocide, land theft, enslavement, Jim Crow, internment of Japanese.
They're driving our immigrant family members and neighbors into the shadows and into the deportation pipeline. Is that a country we want to belong to?
They're free to leave, but while the event was high on resentment, it was low on maybe some excitement. Independent journalist Nick Sortor's team went to the event and described it as super boring and low energy, probably bad smelling as well. We're going to ask him because here with us now for an exclusive interview is Nick Sortor himself. I assume it didn't smell great, but, you know, maybe that's a discussion for another time. I hear them talking about Gaza, Palestine. I don't know what that has to do with America 250, but it's that and their immigrant neighbors. That seems to be a repeated narrative we hear from these lovely folks.
Well, ideally, those illegal neighbors aren't going to be neighbors for very much longer. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. But, you know, going around here during American community in Washington, D.C., it's super difficult to not feel patriotic here. I mean, I'm hoping that the anti-ICE rioters will, like, chill until July 5th so that I can continue to, you know, take this in and experience it once in a lifetime for a lot of us here.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think what's interesting to me is a lot of the counter-programming. First, the idea that July 4th needs to be counter-programmed, like we could all just be on board. But it's so bad in quality. Like, these are the people who have owned culture, have owned entertainment for generations, and it just, like, entertained me maybe a little bit more.
Well, what was actually supposed to be here, and this is why a lot of them are upset, was it was supposed to be some sort of medieval craft fair and costume show here on the National Mall for the 4th of July this year on America's 250th birthday. And President Trump came in and said, no, you're not having your craft fair medieval thing. And I mean, look at it out here. Like, you've got the Army downrange band, you've got I mean, it was just pouring down rain here not too long ago, and the place is already packed again. Lines to get through the booths. It's amazing. So thank God for President Trump on that one.
You know, Nick, I'm old enough to remember when President Biden said he was coming in going to be the president of unity. And then, you know, I guess even President Obama kind of had that message. And yeah, I guess my point to this is, you know, how long can you stay mad? Like, is it genuine? Is this their political talking point? Is it what they're using to raise money and energy? Or are they really that down on our country? Because I feel like, I mean, they represent our country. I represent, like, everybody is this country. That's what makes it beautiful. I was in the military. I didn't fight and watch my buddies die for the Republicans and the conservatives. Like, the love is there for everyone. I don't understand how they can, I guess, just be so mad at 330 million Americans because of what this country did 200 years ago or 300 years ago. I mean, it says, you know, we've been here for 2 million years. Well, that's great, bro. But, you know, 250 years ago, we figured it out and made it a country, the best in the world, actually.
Yep. I mean, at the end of the day, they're just trying to counter-message President Trump at the expense of our country. They don't really care what has to be destroyed. Like, I mean, if you've walked over by the reflecting pool, you know, you notice all the cameras went away from there once they cleaned up the algae. CNN packed up their mobile studio, moved right out. They kept trying to do these pro-algae protests down there. They had 2 days of them scheduled, and I think a grand total of about 3 to 4 people showed up, 2 of them being the same as the day from before. I mean, it's really pathetic. It's totally pathetic.
I'm glad to hear that the pro-algae segment is small. I do appreciate that.
If there's one thing you want people to know about the hard work you've been doing, what's that?
It's just that, you know, I'm hoping that it is going to continue making a difference. The American people truly, they voted for, you know, to bring our country back to the golden ages, not to have people in the street, you know, doing an event yesterday where they were talking about how horrible our country is. Yeah. We voted to go back to the age of love for our country, American exceptionalism, and I'm hoping that the independent stories that we put out there on the ground and that you guys helped to cover are helping with that.
And speaking of the reflecting pool, as you know, the president has gone to great lengths to restore it to its former beauty. And you actually took some stunning video of it the other day, but some are actually protesting the beautification of the pool, and now the pool's actually blocked off with a danger explosive sign, presumably thanks to the 4th of July fireworks show. You know, when I see that, the fact that we even have to do this, and it makes it tough for people to just get out there and I just remember a couple of weeks ago, we were all raving about it. I mean, I live here. I wanted to get down there and take a look at it. That's a little disheartening.
No, it's definitely disheartening. But you'd been there before. You had been to the reflecting pool before. It actually smelled worse than that leftist rally that they had here in D.C. yesterday. Just whatever was growing in it was not natural. And you saw that President Trump has put out there, and actually the NPS, National Park Service, in court filings has said that there were major gashes in that pool. And that's the kind of stuff that we deal with every single day. That's why a lot of us, we go out and cover ICE riots, and we end up being injured because these vile people, they just destroy and injure folks. They don't ever build anything.
I joke that I'm becoming like a one-issue fountain voter because I didn't realize how nice it would be to have them working. The reflecting pool has been a long-time issue. It's a hard nut to crack. It's a hard problem to solve. I just am confused by the idea that, like, when Obama was fixing it, I would like it to be fixed and to work. And now that Trump's fixing it, I would like it to be fixed and to work. That is how I feel on both fronts, but a lot of people do not seem to feel that way.
Yeah, of course not. I mean, you saw when President Trump was down there when he went into the pool to meet the contractors that day, and one of the quote-unquote reporters was there whining about the fact that he was beautifying D.C. And he said, you know what, you might be able to deal with dirt, but I can't, okay? You know, we want our country to be beautiful. We want our nation's capital to be the best in the world, not the subpar, crime-ridden hellhole that it was just a year and a half ago.
Yeah, and I guarantee you, if President Obama decided we're going to redo the ballroom, we're going to build a triumph, an Arc de Triomphe, if he decided we're going to fix the pool, they would have loved it, every last bit of it. These same people that want to protest and make fun of the fact that the president's trying to do something for everybody. Remember, this is for all of us. I guess I'm not surprised because I've been here long enough to get it.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, I would like to Kevin's point, just to add on to it. D.C. is mostly filled with Democrats. So if he's making it nice, he's making it nice for the Democrats. A thank you is in order.
There you go.
A thank you, or at least a leave him alone for a little bit is in order, right? Come on, just keep your mouth shut and enjoy the beauty.
Yeah.
Keep your mouth shut, you know, put on some deodorant and call it a
You might be asking for too much.
I don't know what you have against the smell of patchouli oil. I don't know why that bothers you so much, Tom.
Well, listen, we got onions on the table. We got BO out there. But you know what?
All over the place.
We love it all. The smells of America, all of us. All right, Nick Sortor, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for all your videos as well. You do great work.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.